Welcome to the channel, everybody. Leveling Diecast. We have some Tomica on tap today. Been a little bit since I got some Tomica stuff. Some of this stuff was acquired in a trade. Some of this stuff I purchased. This I got in a trade. This is for the Tokyo Auto Saloon, the McLaren 720S. There's some deets on the back. It was 1,000 yen, I think is what the currency is called. Maybe, hopefully I got that right. If not, you guys can certainly drop a comment and correct me. So we'll get our McLaren out of here. We're going to put the bag back in the box. We'll put this box, maybe like right there. Yeah, box fits in there. There is our McLaren. It's just in blue. Nothing particularly fancy. No particular details on the back. And then, of course, it just has the Tokyo Auto Saloon deco there on the front. But pretty straightforward. It's all right. Not a huge fan of these bigger wheels, these kind of different style of wheels, but the model itself is very, very high quality. Looks good. But like I said, got that one in a trade. That one came from my buddy Edson. Let's see what else. I also got this from him as well, a Tomica event model. This is number 5. This, of course, as you can see right there, is a Porsche 911S. Comes in a nice Protecto blister thingy here. And then, of course, we'll get the box open. Get the model slid out of there. And then take the 911. We'll put the bag back in the box. I'll put all this stuff back in the box some other time. But for the purposes of the video, we're just going to keep this rolling. There we go. Get the box back up there. There is our Porsche 911. Says, of course, event model with some red and orange stripes on there. Looks good. Porsche logo printed on the front. Looks very, very good. Very crisp. A little bit silver print for the headlights. Some black print for the bumper. Nice suspension in there. Does have opening doors. So doors open up pretty good. And then some taillight details on there as well. It says Porsche on the back. And then just some base deeds. Nothing particularly fancy. So still Vietnam based. So it's relatively newer, but nice to get a classic Porsche Tomica. I don't have too many of those. All right, Tesla Model Y. This is brand spanking new. I got this one in a trade. Actually, no, I bought this. Well, it was kind of a large package deal, I guess you could say, with a friend of mine. His name is Nick. He is pretty much the only person that I get Tomica stuff from, if need be. Sometimes I do buy that from other sources, but it's highly unlikely. So we'll get the plastic bag out of there. So there you go. Brand new for 2025. So my first 2025. Try to get the box to cooperate a little bit. I'm trying to get this to open without tearing it. It just doesn't work for me, you know. It's not conducive for me. There we go. Always hate these boxes with flaps. They drive me absolutely berserk. All right, as per usual with Tomica, they are built to the size of the box. So bigger model in real life, the smaller it's going to be on the box, vice versa, that kind of stuff. So, of course, the Model Y is quite large. I don't know if this is the first Tesla from Tomica, but this one looks good. A little bit of Tesla logo right there in the back. Super, super shiny. Do apologize for all the glare on there. Taillights look pretty good. Nice black color. Looks very, very good. Uses the bigger wheels. It's appropriately sized. I don't think it's too big. I mean, they did that 400Z casting not too long ago, and it was just terrible. Wow, look at that. Made in China, huh? Made in China. Did they move to China now? They came out of Vietnam. They went to China, and now interesting. Interesting. Okay, well, they used to be made in Vietnam. Now they're made in China again, so that's unfortunate. I got another new one right here. Nissan Skyline police car. Yes, not a true Skyline. This is the mass market Skyline, not an actual Skyline. At least not an actual Skyline in most people's opinion. So this is pretty much the Infiniti G series in the U.S. For comparison purposes. I'll get the bag off there. There we go. Get that cracked open. Again, brand new for 2025. There we go. Box popped open. Get the model out of there. I don't think there's any additional pieces in any of these. So we'll get the bag back in there. I like when the bag is in there. I like when the bag is included, because I think the bag should always be included, just my opinion. There is our Skyline. Does have nice lensed headlights, which looks really, really good. You can tell that's definitely Q Series here in the US. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Pretty good decal all over it. Nice light bar on the top. Looks pretty good. Unit number 610 for this one. There is those Japanese letters and stuff in there. I really like the print. Print is nice and crisp. These wheels look pretty good on this one. The rest of the models, they weren't that great, but these ones look good. This one's still made in Vietnam, so that's kind of interesting. They have some made in Vietnam, some made in China. Very interesting. Kind of answers my question, though. Or at least not all of them are. Also picked up this one right here, Tomica Premium, the Mitsubishi Pajero. I've been looking for this model for a little bit. Usually it sells out from other vendors relatively quick. This did come from my buddy Nick as well, so appreciate that. He posted it up, and I purchased it. Luckily, he's local for me, which is nice. This one is very, very nice. Of course, Tomica Premium is a little bit more upscale. They usually have appropriate wheels and tires specific for the vehicle. Castings are a little bit better detailed and things like that. But this one looks really, really good. Been digging this one for a little bit. Opening doors. Doors open nice, big, fancy. And of course, it's got the nice spare tire in the back. It says Pajero. And then there is the base deets. Looking pretty good. 2021 was when this was the new casting. The suspension's it's just crazy. The suspension's super crazy. So put that there. See, it's just a little bit bigger. I think that one's very nicely, appropriately scaled and sized. All right, I have a few old school pocket cars. Yes, old school pocket cars. Normally I don't collect any Tomica whatsoever unless I have a box. Sometimes I come across ones I just want. Now, with the pocket cars, cheap brands like Speed Wheels, Yaming, all these other crazy brands, they copied a lot of Tomica castings. And so I have a lot of like replica castings and cheap ones. But there's a lot of Tomica castings I don't have the originals of. And so that's what I want to do. So I want to get a couple of the original ones, made in Japan, printed in Japan, straight up 100%. I'm going to crack this open. Yes, opening these. There is our skip truck. This is the Nissan Diesel Condor. Looking very, very good. Made in Japan. Of course, it's full, working features. So it has the skip tank thing. You go down, and of course, it goes right to the ground. And then you can pop it out. It is a little bit tight in there. Be a little bit gentle with the plastic. And then there is just the truck itself. Nothing particularly fancy. The back section is metal. This front section's metal. There is no interior in it, but that's okay. Of course, it still has suspension. And even back in the day, they were still using the little tiny wheels that they are still using today. That has just been a consistent hallmark of Tomica forever. So I'll try to get this back on there ever so gently. So the plastic is not exactly the most trustworthy from the 80s. So I want to make sure that I don't crack that one. All right, next one up, we do have this La France pumper, or ladder truck, I should say. So we'll crack this one out of here. This one just in basic red with some gold wheels on there, which looks good. Of course, the model is mostly metal. It says Ladder Chief on the side, 1978 Tommy. So this moves up. Looks very, very good. Of course, it rotates 360 as you'd expect. And there is a 2-stage ladder in there. So there's your first stage. And then there is the second stage. So it is quite lengthy, and it actually looks pretty good. Again, these models would have been kind of scaled for a box per se. This one's relatively smaller scale, way smaller scale than the skip truck or the dump bin truck. I think that's called a skip truck. I think it's called a skip truck. I think I got that. I think I got that right. Throw the guy up there. Next one up is, of course, the dump truck. I think this is it's either a Hino or a Nissan, one of the two. So we'll get the dump truck out of here. This one has a couple of features to it. So it's crazy to think that not only is the dump section in the back metal, but even the door is metal. You can hear it clinking around in there. That's just crazy. The whole base is metal, and then the intersection here is plastic. So it is a Hino truck. So get that closed. And of course it has the tilting cab. Get the thing back up there, as you can kind of see in there. Sort of. Sorry about that. And then the engine detail right there is part of the base area, which looks pretty good. It doesn't tilt up any further than that, but just the fact that it's got that feature in there is crazy. And then a separate piece on the front for the front end details. A little bit of chrome on there. Looks good. So this one does not have any suspension. And of course, there's not really any area in the casting to have a suspension travel to it. But this one's probably the coolest one. This one is the Texaco gas truck. This is a Ford cab. They made a lot of cheap knockoffs of this particular casting. There was a lot of them. That is a sticker on the side, which looks really, really good. This one does have suspension on the side. There is your Ford cab there in the front. Looks good. It says FD on there for some reason. And then it's got a plastic tanking in the back. It says Ford on the plate. It has an opening section right here. So we'll see if we can get this to cooperate. Maybe actually open. Ooh. Always get worried with this old plastic, but lots of detail in there for the pumping and all that good stuff like that. Looks good. Stays open as well. So I'll close that down there. Another sticker on this side. Of course, they're generally skinny, but I mean, look at the detail in the plastic. That's just crazy. We don't get anything near that nowadays. They just don't put that much detail into the plastic and stuff like that. A couple of bigger items as well. Picked up this one, Tomica Long. This is the long ladder version of that same fire truck up there. It's not the exact same casting, but it's based on the same style of truck in real life. So this is a Tomica Long. So this one, it's got a ripped box on there. Unfortunately, we'll go ahead and just pull this out. We'll take a look at this one. I have another one that I'm not going to open, but this one we will open up. Be very gentle with it. Try to be very gentle with it. Ooh. Try to get the... There we go. There is the truck in the the styrofoam. So there is our truck. I don't know if there we go. The trailer does come off. It says Los Angeles County Fire Department. Looks pretty good. Actually has suspension on this one. Details on there look good. It's not too shabby. Nothing particularly fancy. And then, of course, this is the trailer right here. It is a plastic base on there. Aerial platform. So this opens up right there. And, of course, it runs 360 as you'd expect. This one has also 2 stages of ladder extension. So there we go. So that one goes up relatively far. Pretty much as far as the other one does. No outriggers or anything on this. Of course, you'd have an operator back here who would control the rear axle right there when they were steering and stuff like that. But it sits pretty good. I mean, it's very stable. So this plastic part is just really not heavy enough to tip it over. But very interesting to see it in chrome plastic. It definitely looks more appealing, but chrome plastic is whatever. Then, of course, you just turn it to fit in the little slot it has there. We'll put that back in the cardboard. So I only have like 1 or 2, maybe 2 Tomica Longs. So this is the first time I've added more. Now, what I've been told is that blue packaging you see right there is US packaging. This packaging is Japanese packaging. So this one I also picked up. Picked these up from the same vendor at a toy show. Number L10 on both of them. So there is the details right there. And then there is the details in the back for this particular one. So this one is also not taped shut, but this one I've been told is pretty valuable. So I'm going to keep this one just as it is. But it is the same casting, just in green. I think the deco on this one looks way better than that one. I like the fact that the ladder is not chrome as well, which looks way better than that one. But this one is really, really nice. I really dig that one as well. So we'll kind of put those kind of there, right there in the middle of the two. Another model that's the packaging is a little bit rough, so I don't want to crack open. So Tomica Dandy, bigger scale here. This is like 140. That's 158 scale. But this is a Japanese fire truck pumper. It has a little logo right there of a elephant spraying water. Some details right there. There's 2. It's really hard to see in the back there, but there's 2 die-cast figures included as well. The details on the model looks really, really good. Some print on there. I really wanted to take this out of the package, but it's the plastic in the front here is it's coming apart, and really trying hard to keep this together to keep it from popping out. But DE005 is, of course, the number on there. There's another kind of view of it from the back. But again, it's a lot larger, because it's 1/58 scale. So we'll set that one kind of on the side here. It's kind of off the screen, but it is what it is. And then the last item I have right here, I do have a box set. The Lamborghini, the newer Lamborghini. Also got this in a trade from my buddy Edson. So we will crack this one open. So we'll go ahead and get this popped out on the side. Try to get the, man, flaps just don't want to cooperate. So these box sets don't actually come as boxed models. They come like this, and each model is on each corner. So we'll just start from one corner right here. We'll start with our STO. There is our Lamborghini STO, which looks pretty good. Uses the wheel I don't like, but the details on the casting look really, really good. It is in a red color. Print on the headlights look good. Print for the Lamborghini symbol. It has a added-on wing that's plastic. I think it looks okay. You can see it says Lamborghini in the back, so really nice, crisp details there. That one is pretty good. The wing looks a little bit out of space, like maybe just a little bit too big compared to what it should be, but it's not bad. And then there is the deets right there on the base, made in, of course, Vietnam. So we'll go ahead and get our STO back in there. Pop the STO back in its little spots to live. Here we go. On the opposite side, this is going to be our Aventador SVJ. This is a relatively smaller casting compared to that STO we just looked at. It does have lensed headlights, which are very, very interesting, with a little bit of print on there. The wing on the back is integrated into the model, so it looks okay. Lamborghini on the back, always hard to read that little tiny print. SVJ on the side looks pretty good. It looks a little bit too flat and wide. It's just a little bit off to me. Uses some smaller wheels on there as well. Just definitely not really feeling this one particularly. This one doesn't look all that great, but it's not bad. But maybe it's because we started off with that STO, which is actually a pretty big casting for this particular size that we're talking about. In the lower corner here, try to get this to cooperate. There we go. This is going to be our Cyan. So very interesting to see a Cyan in white. Very uncommon. Very, very uncommon. As a matter of fact, I think only Maesto's done it in white, and that's in 1/18 scale. This casting is just not good at 1/64-ish scale. It's just not. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Tomica, you could be Mattel, Hot Wheels, Matchbox. It doesn't matter. Maesto. Everybody's the same. 1/64 scale, this just does not look good. To me, it doesn't matter who makes this casting. They all don't look right. I think the model is just maybe just the way it's designed. It just doesn't translate to a smaller scale. This particular one states that it's 1/66th scale. So it's pretty much as close as you can get to 1/64 scale. It's fine. I mean, it's fine as a casting, but I just don't think that this model as a real life car translates to that particular scale very well. You guys can definitely drop a comment. Let me know if you agree with me or not. And then the very last model right here in the box, very last model I got for the haul today. This, of course, is the brand new Countach, the new age Countach in blue, which is very interesting. Very interesting to see a different color for that. Blue looks good. Uses the same different wheel on there. This casting looks good. I think this is one of the models that really translates to 1/64 scale very, very well. It's just a really good vehicle design in real life. Whether or not you agree it's Countach-esque is kind of up for debate, but in my opinion, I think this is perfect. It's just perfect. It looks good. The Tomica one's okay. It's not the greatest casting. If you want to get super technical about the new age Countach in 1/64, look no other than to the unlicensed brand of Pop Race, who makes probably the best 1/64 scale New Age Countach available. So we'll slide our box back in there. There we go. We'll get the little flap done up in the back, and of course there's some deets on the back. Has all the models right there. And then officially licensed as you'd expect, and there's a barcode. Nothing particularly fancy. We'll set him on the side. There you go. That is the latest Tomica additions to the collection here at Level M. Always trying to diversify the stuff I bring to the channel, and I do it as much as I possibly can. Very difficult to get certain stuff like this, but I enjoy it. Hope you enjoy that. Don't forget to like, subscribe. You know the whole 9 yards. It's YouTube. We do it every day. Peace.